Look up, fair people of Earth. It's a bird. It's a plane.
No, it's just a Superman movie that doesn't make me want to immediately drown myself on a school bus full of children.
Come on, Dick Splash.
Sorry, Tornado Dad. Sorry, Rancid Jar of Piss. Sorry, Brutal Neck Snap. We finally have a Superman film that doesn't feel like a 9/11 memorial filmed in an endless gray CGI void. Now we have a pro-Palestinian Superman film filmed in an endless colorful CGI void.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Alright, jokes aside, James Gunn's Superman achieves what no other Superman film has accomplished since 1981. Making the character profoundly human again. I didn't expect to be ugly crying at the end of this movie, but James Gunn has once again accomplished an amazing feat by focusing on character instead of action. Sure, there's plenty of high-flying CGI spectacle here, some of which actually gave me vertigo in 3D from how dizzying and awesome it was. But that really isn't the point here. In 2013, I walked away from Snyder's Man of Steel with iconic images, action, and set pieces stuck in my brain. But not much else. I mean, my ears and my eyes were bleeding too, but Snyder bros have always told me that that's like normal, that's a good thing. Whereas walking away from James Gunn's 2025 film Superman will leave you with something more profound than a series of cool moments. It will leave you humbled, full of hope, and overcome with emotion. Sure, there's plenty of room for both of these feelings when leaving a blockbuster event film, but when that event film is about the most important and nostalgic character in American pop culture history, then I'd argue that the latter is far more important than the former. Now, there were some stumbles here, without a doubt. There is an overabundance of CGI in the latter parts of this movie that kind of turn it into this multicolored, computerized mush for a while. And this honestly isn't really helped by Gunn's insistence on pushing a lot of really out there sci-fi ideas into the film that leave it feeling oddly similar to his Guardians of the Galaxy offerings. Ultimately, I'm fine with the weirdo parts of the DC universe, but it kind of sucks the stakes out of the movie when you want it to be focusing on Lex Luthor, but instead, Superman is saving like an alien baby from a Minecraft-looking CGI lava river.
Who are you?
I'm Superman.
Pushing that craziness aside for a moment, this film's outward wackiness also works as a positive as well, giving us the closest thing to the all-star Superman comic run as we've ever seen on screen before. Superman, the comic book character, leads a colorful, bizarre, and at times interdimensional existence. And this film tries to reproduce that brazen zaniness to mostly successful results. Where Superman truly flies is the treatment of his character, the exploration of his pathos and emotional core that is expressed through the film's quieter scenes and moments. Any scene with Rachel Brosnahan and David Cornsweet just talking demonstrates how much more Gunn understands these characters than Zack Snyder and David S. Goyer ever did, with the core duo's performances and conversations serving as the highly successful emotional soul of the film. The crisp, colorful visuals, the honestly touching character work, and Gunn's insights into what makes us truly human are the things that give this film the gravitas that it needs to become iconic.
I want to build something iconic.
It's a brand new.
No, like real iconic, not like
Black girl magic!
And I think that all of that is here in spades, leading to several deeply emotional moments throughout the film that made my heart feel more full in a span of about 30 seconds than it did watching all 15 movies of the DCU combined.
That is one big pile of shit.
James Gunn is good enough at what he does to make you feel more emotions from Superman saving a squirrel than Superman saving the whole entire world in BVS or Justice League. And that is the power of good writing. To its detriment, sometimes Gunn can't get out of his own way here at times. Sometimes the humor is entirely too overboard. Sometimes the meta-political commentary is dated at best and cringe at worst. But when Gunn focuses his intent on exploring Clark Kent and less on the goal of creating a massive new comic book universe on screen, Superman truly soars. Sure, I felt like the titular hero was too underpowered in this version, and sure, it felt like he was being led by the nose and beaten to a pulp a few too many times here. But it's easily the best representation we've had of the Superman mythos on screen since the Christopher Reeve era. Count me in for Gunn's DCU, but more importantly, count me in for David Corenswet's Superman for many films to come. I think this is going to be the golden age run of this character on screen, something I once hoped for back when Man of Steel was announced, only to suffer through failure after failure as Snyder and his team misunderstood and abused the character into CGI lip-wobbling irrelevance. Ultimately, I felt tears streaming down my face at the end of this movie, not only because of the strength of the relationship between Clark and Lois, between Clark and the people of Earth being so damn strong, but also because I felt the damage of the DCEU finally repairing itself in my body down to a cellular level.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more.
Years of frustration, trauma, and PTSD surrounding the destruction of my second favorite comic book character from my childhood slowly burned its way out of my body watching this movie, as I felt myself buoyed above the waterline of an ocean made of Snyderverse tears that I now safely sail on top of, instead of desperately drowning under. Not since 3 days ago when Rolling Stone announced that Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy was dead in the water have I felt such reparative trauma curing around a singular pop culture moment. But God bless James Gunn for understanding the assignment and delivering us a Superman who makes us laugh and smile and, sure, even cry. And I don't mean crying like I did in BVS when I realized that the crux of the most important conflict in comic book film history was being resolved over two men crying about their mommies. I mean the kind of crying you do in a movie when emotions, messaging, and musical score hit in such a way that your icy, cynical heart just turns to a bowl of warm, high-protein mush. Sure, we may never get to play GTA 6 or see the Epstein list, but at least we finally got to see a Superman portrayal in our lifetime that didn't leave us feeling like shit for wanting to watch a hero actually care about the planet that he's saving. At the end of the day, James Gunn's Superman wasn't perfect by any means, but the elements that Gunn chose not to fumble here were so strong and so resonant that it will have you looking up at the screen and saying, now that is Superman. And after over a decade of moody, sepia-toned horseshit being paraded as high art, force-fed down our throats by Warner Brothers and Snyder's pitifully dour and mean-spirited fanbase, it just felt like 70 therapy sessions in a row smushed into 2 high-flying hours, delivered by a director who feels the same way about Superman as Shaq probably does. I mean, Shaq loves this shit. He loves Superman. I love Superman. We all do. Thank you, WB, the evil overlords that you are. Thank you, James Gunn, for unfumbling one of the biggest bags to ever bag. Without this movie working, we'd have a lot less hope in the world right now, and despite his endlessly repeating faults and immature tendencies, we have James Gunn to thank for the best 3 pieces of DC content to come out as a direct result of the Snyderverse sucking all the air and hope out of the DC universe. So again, thank you, James Gunn. Thank you, James Gunn's rescue dog. Thank you, James Gunn's smoking hot wife. Keep the good content coming, and we'll see you again for Peacemaker Season 2. Until then, I hated Guy Gardner's haircut in a non-ironic way. I don't even know who the fuck Hawkgirl is. This movie had a lot going on. At least it had an incredible Lex Luthor portrayal as well to undo the Jesse Eisenberg, tech bro, autist portrayal that I cannot fucking stand.
Yes.
And yeah, it was nice having a Jimmy Olsen that didn't get shot in the goddamn face.
Terrorists win.
So yeah, what did you think about James Gunn's Superman? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see me do more regular movie reviews, I guess I'm open to that, even though they perform absolutely horribly on my channel, and I think that movie reviewing in the YouTube space is functionally dead because it's been overtaken by solely reactionary takes to absolutely everything. Everything has been politicized to absolute death. I'm not sure I really helped with my review here, but I'm doing it anyway. The last movie I reviewed was Alien Romulus. It was a long time ago. I thought I'd drop one in here for you. If this somehow gets over 500 views, I'll be fucking shocked. Anyway, until next time, I am DS Lyons of the Movie Blues, signing out.
Because I love you, and I love you, and I love you, and I've seen all your movies, and I love your movies, and I think you're the best.